In a city where every puck drop is dissected, every goal celebrated, and every whisper of discontent amplified, how does a superstar quietly ignite a scoring surge without anyone truly noticing? And in the midst of this subtle brilliance, can a team still grappling with fundamental questions about its identity and energy truly find its championship stride? Because right now, that's the perplexing, exhilarating, and sometimes frustrating reality for the Toronto Maple Leafs. A franchise under the intense glare of the hockey world, showing tantalizing flashes of what they could be, while still wrestling with the nagging doubts of what they haven't yet become. Are you tired of the whispers, the nagging doubts that cling to even the brightest stars? Does the thought of a championship contender standing still while the clock ticks fill you with a restless energy, a burning desire for action? The Toronto Maple Leafs are a team of paradoxes this season. They're winning, they're showing resilience, and their biggest star is quietly, almost stealthily, returning to form. Yet a collective breath is still held tight as the faithful navigate the intricate, often frustrating dance of the NHL season, searching for that elusive, consistent jump that transforms a good team into a truly great one. We're talking about the relentless pursuit of that missing piece, that top six forward who could be the difference maker, the catalyst for a deep playoff run. But here's the twist, the agonizing reality. Sometimes, even the most aggressive hunters must master the art of patience, and sometimes the biggest stories are unfolding right under our noses, overshadowed by the noise. One thing head coach Craig Berube hasn't witnessed in his nascent tenure with the Maple Leafs is Auston Matthews on a full-blown heater. A sometimes injured Matthews saw his production fall last year. Berube's first behind the bench, a season that by his own lofty standards felt somewhat muted, but the captain, with 3 goals in his last 3 games, seems ready to take off to unleash the offensive torrent we've come to expect. And yet, in a city obsessed with its hockey team, almost no one has noticed the spotlight. That ever-fickle beast has been elsewhere. John Tavares recently achieved career goal number 500, a monumental milestone that rightly commanded attention. Scott Laughton returned to the lineup, providing a much-needed boost. Chris Tanev, unfortunately, found himself injured again, a familiar narrative. Easton Cowan was sent to the minors, a move for development. All these events, significant in their own right, have conspired to divert attention from Matthews' quiet, yet utterly impactful resurgence. Matthews, with characteristic understated brilliance, has quietly taken over the team lead in goals, with 8. He's got more energy and life, Berube observed, a subtle but telling comment from a coach known for his directness. It feels like he's got a lot more jump in his game. 8 goals in 13 games equates to a 50-goal pace, a number far more in tune with the expectations placed upon the league's premier sniper. This isn't just a hot streak. It's a return to the dominant form that makes him one of the most feared players in the game. The last week or so, where my game has been at, I think is good, said Matthews, ever the professional. Getting good opportunities, good chances each game. Want to keep that going. His quiet confidence, his methodical approach to his craft, is a testament to his elite mentality. He doesn't need the headlines, he just needs the puck on his stick. But beyond Matthews' individual brilliance, a larger, more existential question looms over the Maple Leafs. Where is the jump? That contagious energy, that relentless drive that transforms a collection of talented individuals into an unstoppable force? Rocky B., a keen observer of the Leafs, articulated this concern perfectly in a recent mailbag. The Leafs have no jump. When asked about who provides the contagious energy like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Coach Craig Berube said Auston Matthews and a number of others that were nameless. I haven't seen anyone. Should I be worried more about not having any jump or the coach not realizing it? No, Rocky, not to worry. The coach, for one thing, knows better than you and I what's going on. If it's negative, he'll never say. Berube comes closer than most coaches to candidness, but he'll always stay positive in his messaging, a crucial aspect of maintaining locker room morale. As for that jump, that certainly has been lacking up and down the lineup for most of this young season. It's been a noticeable absence, a missing ingredient in the team's overall recipe for success. But I think we're starting to see it now. Matthews is scoring again, and as he goes, the rest often follows. It's always there with the electrifying William Nylander and the ever-consistent John Tavares, players who bring a consistent level of intensity and skill. However, the question of a Vladdy on this team is a fascinating one. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. embodies a unique blend of raw talent, infectious enthusiasm, and a larger-than-life personality that resonates deeply with the Toronto fan base. For the Leafs, finding anyone so talented and so revered, someone who truly captures the city's imagination with both their play and their persona, you'd probably have to go back to legends like Doug Gilmour or Wendell Clark. This isn't just about scoring goals. It's about an intangible spark, a collective belief that radiates from the ice and electrifies the stands. The search for that kind of emotional leader, that undeniable force of nature, continues. The conversation around team identity inevitably leads to the roster itself and the strategic decisions facing General Manager Brad Treliving. Bill L., another insightful fan, raised intriguing questions about Max Domi and David Kampf. The TSN insiders were discussing how badly the Vancouver Canucks need a second-line center and that they may have to settle for a 4 degrees Celsius, 5 degrees Celsius type due to limited supply available at this time. Made me think of David Kampf, obviously, but how about Max Domi? Nothing against Max, but I don't think he brings a ton that the Leafs really need, and that $3.75 million might be nice cap space to bank, as well as draft picks, both of which could be valuable at the deadline. Is there such a thing as too much depth? Let's tackle David Kampf first. No question the Leafs would move him, but only if the right offer came along. Kampf is an NHL talent and knows it, a reliable defensive center who can kill penalties and take crucial faceoffs. However, he's not necessarily a Berube-type player, meaning he might not perfectly align with the aggressive, forechecking identity the new coach is trying to instill. The Leafs are in the driver's seat here. He cleared waivers, so clearly the market doesn't value him highly enough to claim him outright. Kampf can terminate his own contract and sign as a free agent elsewhere, or the Leafs can find a taker in a trade. The Leafs can't buy him out. That opportunity passed. Crucially, the Leafs don't have a salary cap squeeze, so they can carry $1.25 million of his contract with $1.15 million buried as a minor leaguer. Teams like Vancouver, despite their need for a center, would be understandably reluctant to surrender an asset for Kampf given his contract and recent waiver status. The Leafs, meanwhile, are in no rush to trade him. They might even need him down the line, as depth at center is always a premium, especially in the grueling playoffs. It's a waiting game, a strategic chess match where patience is key. As for Max Domi, that's an intriguing idea, Bill. The book on Domi is his inconsistency. Brilliant one night, disengaged for a few games after that. He brings a certain offensive flair and grit, but his defensive game and overall reliability can be a question mark. Trading for Domi is not going to save Vancouver's season, but like you say, the market for centers is thin. Stranger things have happened in the NHL. However, the prevailing sentiment is that this one is unlikely to happen. The Leafs value cap flexibility and draft picks, but Domi's unpredictable nature might make him a less appealing asset to move, especially if the return isn't substantial. The question of too much depth is a good one, but in the NHL, especially for a contender, true depth is rarely a problem. It's effective depth that matters. And what about the right wing on Matthews and Matthew Knies line? Bill suggests giving Kaye Jarnkrok a few games, or even a crazy idea like Nicky Robertson. These are valid points. The Leafs have struggled to find a consistent right winger for that top line. Jarnkrok offers reliability and a two-way game, while Robertson brings pure offensive skill and a dangerous shot. Experimentation is key, and finding that perfect complement for Matthews and Knies could unlock even more offensive potential. Well, Todd, I think you and I can both agree that since you sent this question in, the team has turned things around somewhat. They're still not perfect, but they are a better version of themselves after their 13th game. They've won 5 of their last 6, including at least one game they had no business winning, a testament to their newfound resilience and ability to grind out victories. So, what's not working? The power play is dreadful. It's been a consistent source of frustration, failing to capitalize on crucial opportunities. But less helpful on that front is the fact they don't earn power play time. They hardly draw any penalties. Last year, their leader in penalties drawn was Pontus Holmberg, who barely played a quarter of a game. This year, their leader in penalties drawn was Cowan, and they scratched him and sent him to the minors. This is a critical issue. What they're lacking, to me, is a forceful, engaged, forechecking game that forces the other teams to take infractions to slow you down. When a team is relentless on the puck, when they're constantly hounding opponents in their own zone, penalties become inevitable. More extra-man advantages can only help the power play find its feet, build confidence, and ultimately become the weapon it's designed to be. It's a systemic issue, a reflection of the jump that's been missing. On a positive note, what is working well? Matthews is scoring again, and that's always a good sign. His individual brilliance can paper over many cracks. The rest of the team seems to be following his lead, finding ways to win even when not at their best. And, as mentioned, the consistent energy and offensive prowess of William Nylander and John Tavares are always there, providing a reliable offensive punch. The team's ability to win ugly, to find ways to close out games, is a positive development, a sign of maturity and resilience under Berube's guidance. So, the Toronto Maple Leafs find themselves at a fascinating juncture. They are a team with undeniable talent, a superstar quietly returning to form, and a newfound ability to win. Yet, they are also a team still searching for a consistent identity, a relentless jump, and a power play that can truly strike fear into opponents. The strategic decisions around players like Domi and Kampf will be crucial, balancing the desire for cap flexibility and future assets with the immediate need for effective depth. The road to the Stanley Cup is never easy, and it's rarely linear. It demands not just individual brilliance, but a cohesive, relentless team effort. The Leafs are showing signs of growth, of adapting to a new coaching philosophy, but the journey is far from over. The quiet resurgence of Matthews is a beacon of hope, but the collective challenge remains. To transform potential into consistent performance, and to find that elusive jump that truly defines a championship contender. What do you think, hockey faithful? Is Auston Matthews' quiet scoring surge enough to propel the Leafs, or do they need to make bolder moves to address their systemic issues? Should they prioritize finding that Vladdy type of energy or focus on refining their forecheck? Let us know your passionate takes in the comments below. Drop a like on this video if you're as captivated by the Leafs' unfolding season as we are, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and exclusive reports. Your engagement fuels our passion, and we love hearing your perspectives on the biggest stories in hockey.